This video is all about taking control of your passwords, and it is related to the Digital Caveman project. If you don't know what that is, please go watch this other video. KeePass is the app I'm testing. I've been testing it for about 2 months, and I'm pretty happy with it. I chose it because I was looking for an open source app, also an app that I could install and use on multiple platforms. As you know, I'm an Android user, Mac user, so I have multiple platforms where I needed that app to work. And finally, I needed a database to be a single file because I needed to add that file to my Obsidian vault. And if you have a giant question mark in front of you right now, again, go watch the other video about the Digital Caveman project. Okay, let's take a look at KeePass. Okay, this is the website. It has this old style, which I love. There's a link in the description below. But if we go here to downloads, there is this Windows option to run it. I think it runs on a thumb drive, a USB stick. I'm not a Windows user, so I haven't tried this. But if you go all the way down here, there are many apps that can read the database. And this is something that is making me comfortable about using this option. So there is this database, which is a single file. You'll soon see that. And there are all these options. So if something happens in the future, I'll still be able to download one of these options here and open. If something happens to the app I'm using now, I'll still be able to use another app in the future and open the database. I'm not a Windows user, but like I said in the beginning, I needed and wanted something multiple platform. And if someday I become a Windows user or a Linux user like I plan to do in the future, there's also a version of KeePass, an app that will be able to open the database. And I was taking a look at this. It's so cool. There's an app for Palm OS. There's an app for, where is it? A BlackBerry Pocket PC. That's so cool. I think I have to go back and try this on those other devices. Now, to make things easier, I choose this one here, one KeePass, because it has a Mac OS version and it has Android version. So I can look at and manage the same user interface on both platforms. So that's what I did. And like I mentioned in the other video, the Digital Caveman project video, the idea is to have this database inside my Obsidian vault because that's already synchronizing with everything. And I kind of debated about this. Where should I add this database to? I thought about adding it to the static containers, but I didn't want to mess things up, so I added it to the timeline. So let's do this here. This, of course, is my second account, the one I used to record the videos. So what I did was, let's say KeePass, created a folder here because we'll need this folder in a moment. I already have the app here, but of course you have to download it. Just go to the download page of whatever app you choose and download that app. So I already have it here. So the next step here is to create a new database. I don't know, you can give it whatever name you want to. Let's call it passwords, just to be easier to remember. You don't need to add a description if you don't want to. Now you have to add a password. I'm gonna add a very simple password here. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Don't do this. This is just for the YouTube video. Okay, and now it's asking me where I want this database to be. And what I'm gonna do here is click here and choose the folder we created inside the timeline. Where is it? Here it is. So this database here, passwords.kdbx, will be saved inside our timeline inside a container that is inside the timeline. Honestly, I have no idea what this is. It's about security, it's about the database, but I'll leave it like this. If you know what it is, please help us leaving a comment below. And done. Before we take a look at what the app can do, let's talk about what we just did here. All our passwords are inside that file, and that file is inside the Obsidian vault, which is synchronizing with all our devices. When I say ours, I mean my devices, but maybe you are doing the same thing I'm doing, so I'm trying to bring you to the team, to the Digital Caveman team. Anyway, all you have to do now is open the app on all other devices and look for that folder, in this case the KeePass folder, and select that folder to be the database of the app you have on the other devices. And the other device can be anything, can be your mobile phone, can be another computer, whatever it is. If you have a compatible KeePass app there, and if that device has the Obsidian Vault being synchronized, you'll be able to access that folder and open that folder on that device. This is so cool. Now, this app here is the user interface is as I don't know, 80s and 90s, 2000s as the website, but it's cool. I like it. So here we have some options let's start with the add entry. When you add an entry, there is this option here. You have to choose one of the options: login, credit, debit card, bank account, wireless router. So usually it's going to be a login. You have to choose a category. I'm kind of confused about this. This is it has the same name as the database. I'm not sure if this is a database or if it's creating a category with the same name, but I'm always selecting the same category. If you know what this is, if you have some information about this, please leave a comment in the below. Now there's the title, which is the password you are saving here. Let's say Obsidian. This is the name of the app. Here you have your username. So use, I don't know, Vlad Campos, and a password 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay. Of course, you can take a look at the password here. And down here we have the URL. You can add the URL, additional URLs if you wish to, and you can even add a two-step authentication password, the one with the QR code. So it has all the basics that you would need to save your passwords and even open an app that requires a two-step verification, the QR code. There's also attachments here. I didn't try this, notes and tags. I'm trying to tag things. I'm not sure if I'll keep using tags, but this is another option. You can create your tags and they will show up here on this sidebar. Now, what's important here is that everything is kind of manual. You have to click OK when you are done, and on top of that you have to click here the disk to save the database. And now that file that we created inside Obsidian is saved, it was updated, and now it can be synchronized. In my case, I'm using a sync thing, and thing is doing its thing and synchronizing it across all the devices. The strategy I adopted here was to copy a handful of passwords to KeePass. It's about 20 passwords, the ones I use most of the time. And my goal here is to make sure that all these variables will work fine, because remember, we have this database inside the Obsidian Vault, which is being synchronized using sync thing. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong here. But so far, I'm doing this, like I said, for about 2 months. And so far, I didn't have any problem. Everything is working fine. Everything is perfect. But I'm being very careful. I'm always trying to remember to click the save icon if I'm creating a new password, and trying not to do crazy things with the database, edit on both sides. So I'm being careful, but not extra careful, just regular careful. Anyway, that's it for this one. I hope it was helpful. If you don't know what the Digital Caveman project is, there's another video here that you can watch. If this one was helpful, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to help even more, please consider supporting my work on Patreon or YouTube. You can also buy me a coffee. Thanks for watching. See you soon.